101 ideas. One idea, I'm just going to prepare you for it before I do the video. It has to do with baseball. In baseball, here, we'll talk about it right here. In baseball, there's 3 outs in an inning. It's only a half an inning, so a full inning actually gives you 6 outs. The game is not actually into the books until 5 innings are actually complete under one condition or another. Therefore, the total amount of outs that will be the condition inside a rainout will be 30 outs. 30 will make the recreation. 30 equals 36. Inside those innings will be 666 outs and 666 outs. 6 outs for the first inning, 6 outs for the second inning, 6 outs for both teams for the third inning. 3 and 3, 3 and 3, 3 and 3, bringing perfect equality. Let's call it love. They call it love in tennis. Everything to do with 3, if it was used in a clock, it'd be 30 minutes. 30 minutes is halftime. It equals to 50 and 100. It's the same thing, same rotation. Inside of baseball, once you've completed those 5 innings and you have completed 15 and 15 outs, the actuality in those outs is because we bring here to here, A to E, and E to I. In order for us to bring the light, we must bring the light down to the berth and the berth into short line railway. Short line railway will return us into the center where Barry UCAM. UCAM does not have an A in it. It does not have an A in it because it's not the A that brings the spirit. The spirit comes through the light of the berth. There is no light unless somebody carries the light. Okay? You can't carry the light unless there's a berth inside the light. So I'll call that Barry UCAM. That's what they have here in Montreal. There is no A. One of the things to understand with the A is there's an O. When you carry the L, which means you carry the earth L, L is the gateway. It is the L letter, is the 12th letter. It is A and B and A, whichever way you want to do. L one way or L the other way. In small letters, this is what it looks like. If you're ending a word, you'll see it this way. If you're beginning a word, you'll see it this way. Irregardless, the minute O comes to the A, this is the way you put the O. They'll turn this in like this. They'll bring it down and they'll bring it up, creating the seed within the O. Automatically, that is your Q inside of O. If they do not bring the Q that way and it follows this way, this is the way you'll make your O. You'll bring it either on the outside or the inside. That O will now look like the A of the angel of L. It will be A-E-L. Let's bring it to area 1 and 5 together. 1 and 5 together brings you Israel. But it's Israel because inside of it, we have to get the train off and we have to live in one of these areas. So all I wanted to do is bring that in right now to talk about that when we come to the 5th inning and you have gone out 3 times to the plate and you've striken out all times, you have 9 pitches. The next inning you strike out with 9 pitches, and the next area you strike out with 9 pitches. 9, 9, 9. By the time you finish 9, 9, 9, we switch. We switch at the corners. We switch at the corners. We do 9 here, and then we switch. And we do 9 here, and then we switch. First inning, second inning, third inning. 9 balls thrown, boom, you're out all 9 shots. Is that the way we want to run it? Then 9 more, boom, you're out. Then 9 more over here, you're out. The next 9 over here is go to jail. This becomes your 7th inning stretch. In your 7th inning stretch, it's the first 3. Boom, 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 the first 3. We do not make it past this barrier that we started from. The barrier that we started from, the Barry de Montagny, the UCAM, the exchange. We count our 3 outs. We count the 3 outs after the corners. Here's the corner, here's a corner, here's a corner, here's a corner. Inside of 8, okay, because of the 2 areas, you have to put 2 of these areas together. These 2 areas, these 2 blocks, these 2 squares are the batter's box. That is square, okay? When you stand in the batter's box, okay, you have the whole box. That box will create an 8. Inside the 8 is 3 strikes, and 3 strikes is 6 outs for the home team and the away team. So what is the batter's box, okay, which will create your 8, the home team and the away team. Here's your story, here's their story. So we have, where can I show this? Is there any other way to show it? Just trying to figure out which way we're going to show it. So anyways, I can't actually show it. I didn't design it, but you do see the squares. They're hard to see. The top team and the bottom team. It creates an 8. But inside that 8, because you get your box for your home team, I get my box. We make it as small as we could. And inside of it is 3 out and 3 outs. Is 6 outs is supported inside of 8. When we get to the 7th inning stretch, you have made 21 outs. 21 outs, if you actually count the corners, you make it over here. If we don't count the corners and we don't count the trains, okay, the actuality is there's 22 properties. 2 and 3 is 5, 3 and 3 is 6, 5 and 6 is 11, and on this side, you have 3 and 3 is 6, 3 and 2 is 5, 11, 11 from two sides of the board. 22, okay, brings you to the beginning of the 8th inning into the heaven, but at 21, it's the 7th inning. 12, 21. 12 brings you into the 4th inning. 21 ends your 7th inning, but 22 begins your 8th inning. So when we have the 7th inning stretch, you have had 21 pitches. Excuse me, you have had 63 pitches for 21 outs. 63 is creation. But if it was rained out in the 5th, you would have a total of 30 outs for the two teams. 15 and 15 is 5 innings. 15 outs is 45 pitches. That's the foxhole and the foxhole. 45 and 45 makes 90, makes 96. 96 is a berth. So now we can call the game okay because there was a berth, even if it was a rainout in the 5th inning. You were leading into the 5th inning. The first team went up. He got all of his eggs into the basket, and he has 15 outs. You don't even have to play. You have 12 outs because of the 4 innings. 12 equals L, which is the left hand, and 15 equals the center or the cross. So now you have 27 outs, and that is red, and red is a berth creation. Why? Because of the 36. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 plus 3 is 9. 27 created by 36. You've created the red berth. 2 and 7 is the pawn that we play because the king sits on the 8th side of both sides of the chessboard. So for me to face you face to face, all I need is 6 face to face. I get 7. I stand on your king. You stand on position 1. I get 7 on your position 1. 1 and 7 is the gateway. I replace your king with my king. And now I come into the world to play. So we have 6, 6, 6. 6, 6, 6. Here's the 6 outs. 2 teams play. First inning's over. 2nd inning, 3rd inning. 6, 6, 6, one team. 6, 6, 6, the other team. We have 24 outs, 24 days of man. Into this inning over here, the 4th inning, you have 12 outs. Alpha, beta. I have 9 outs. 21 becomes the cube. We get into the 5th inning over here. In the 5th inning, you have 15 outs. I have 15 outs. In this over here where we connect 2 rows, 2 rows, 2 rows, the first row is a 6. Here you have 18 outs, I have 18 outs. The minute we start the 7th inning, do you see what this design does? The minute we start the 7th inning over here, we're left with 8 and 9. Now inside the Monopoly game, this is the way it goes. Here's your first 9 outs. Here's your second 9 outs. Here's your third 9 outs. 9 areas, 9 areas, 9 areas. There's 2 spaces, there's 2 per space. Home team and away, home team and away, home team and away. By the time we get here, there's 18 and 18 and 18 equals to 54. You're 9, and you're 9. You batted 3, 9, 9, 9. That's 27 outs. It's over. I don't have to get to Marvin Gardens in order to make my 27 outs. And if I do make my 27 outs, you win. If I don't have to make my 27 outs, I will have scored 1 run. If I will have scored 1 run, 24 will bring me just before B&O Railway. That supports the Q, the Queen. B&O is over here. This is over here is number 26, the 26 area, but the 25th in the dice. That's why this area is 24. If I was going the other way around, okay, of the dice, okay, this area here, 9, 9, 9, this is my 27. Here is my 24. On to Tennessee, right over here. So it's either here I'm going to end the game going this way, or here I'm going to end the game going this way. So you go this way, and I'll go this way. We'll crisscross in between free parking. I'll end the game either over here, and you'll all the way go to jail. Now, if we have to go into extra innings, That means you went to go to jail and you went after to go to jail, and now you're starting over again. Why do we start over again? Because the first 15 gets you to Pennsylvania. 9 plus the corners. I'm not counting, don't forget, I'm not counting the corners. If I do count the corners, okay, if I do count the corners, okay, 27 outs doesn't get you to Marvin Gardens. But we're not counting the corners, so 27 outs will get you all the way to Marvin Gardens. Okay, starting each new inning fresh with 9 pitches and 9 pitches and 9 pitches. That's 1 inning. 9 pitches, 9 pitches, and 9 pitches, 2 innings. 9 pitches, 9 pitches, 9 pitches, 3 innings. 9, 9, 9, 4 innings. 9, 9, 9, 5 innings. 9, 9, 9, 6 innings. And all this right to here will be the 7th inning stretch just before we go to jail and on Marvin Gardens. CA.ca, 7 times 3, 21. 7 plus 3 is 10 in the corner. So now we get the 7th inning stretch when we finished here, the 8th inning, and then the 9th inning is back to the beginning again. If you get to here and the game is over, then the other team has met you over here and you both end on visiting jail. Otherwise, we can end the game just before going to jail and Marvin Gardens. If we start over again, the original Pennsylvania is here, Pennsylvania Freedom, Pennsylvania Railway. But over here, it's Pennsylvania Green. Understanding how we have to work green. Understanding how we have to work green is how we have to work. We must mix blue with yellow. Blue and yellow equals green. Green is 49 equals 4 equals 36 creation equals 13 the AC power. Y equals 2 and 9, 2 worlds of I and I, the birth. And the blue world that comes in to create the green is Zion, Israel. The Mediterranean, middle, Rainian. The middle, med means middle or medical, whichever way you want to look. 40 and 92 is 132. That's the back door. AC to the Venus world. Back door meaning we come in through the blue-yellow world. This becomes 6. 132 becomes 138, becomes the church. The Quran, if you want to use that too. The total of 132, 138. Take away 49, 138. Take away 49, 138. Take away 9 is 129. Take away 20 is 109. 99, 89. This becomes 89. This is your birth, H and I. This is the one-letter birth, H and I. It creates the crown, your queen. The crown, the Quran for the angel residency, R-A-N-A-R-N, E-N, E-N, A-N, electric angel. 1 is from above. A brings into 5 the light. 9 meets, A brings the light through 5 into 9, and then 9 carries the light as the torch inside of man 6, which is Uranus, and out into Neptune. Neptune 8 on your numbers and 6, they cross this way. 2 crosses this way. We end up creating the complete circle, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. If you want to understand where green comes in, okay, if green comes in, when we take green, okay, and we mix it with red, this becomes 4, this becomes 9. 4 and 9. When you mix green and red, we still have 4 and 9 because red is 27, 9. Green is 49, 4. We have the same numbers, 9 and 4 again. It remains black. Black is 29. Black and yellow remain the same. When you have green and yellow, it's blue. 49, 101, 141. 1 for 1 exchange, the exchange on the light. You take a green with a yellow, create a blue, becomes Zion, Israel within you. The light to life. Now we can use other words and terminologies for this. It becomes 1441. What is 14? It's the letter N. What is 41? It's the letter N, but going the other way, when they crisscross, it creates 911. You're on two sides of the, you're on two sides, this side and this side. They're duplicates. This is the Fibonacci code. I'm duplicating it to understand how the pilot light works. Is this what we're working on next? Where's my colors? Back to my colors. Back to my colors. When you mix yellow with red, you get orange. Orange is 60. Yellow and red is 9/11 becomes 66, becomes 3 creation. Yellow and red becomes the orange sun. It becomes E-I-E-I-O. It becomes the farm. How we mix our colors and what numbers come out is what the reality will be. And the only reason for that is the same thing when we mix chemicals. We need it to be perfect, that we don't understand something. We just revert back to the numbers, forget about the words. You can't change the numbers. The numbers are real. The same thing with sex and orgasms. Okay, we close off one world for another world. Or is the gold gas mask. Okay, the continuous orgasm of the female means the continued flow of the water, but the male cuts off. Now, I didn't work on this yet, but I do know that the male cuts off, but the female is continuous. A continuous light. The male cuts off the light. Female is a continuous light. You ever see the horses? They wear special things on their faces. I know I'm jumping off the subject. Horses wear something special on their faces, right, for their eyes, so they don't see the shadow. The same thing with these Mediterranean women. They wear something on their eyes, something to do that they can't see, certain shadows. So if they can't see the shadow, it's because the shadow is not the truth. The truth and the shadow, because of the carrier of the light, the reflective of the light, brings the untruth of the light. So by cutting off not the face, but it's because of the eyes. When everybody thinks we're covering the face of what we shouldn't see, it's because of the shadow. Because when the horse sees its own shadow, it thinks it's something else and it steps aside, it jumps. The same thing when the female is wearing that mask around her and she wears the shadow. She's not actually hiding her face. In all actuality, if you really understand it through the terminology of horse and horsepower, it's the understanding how a horse works. We're going to jump. 15 and 25, the same thing as a quarter. 30 and 50, the same thing as a half. 45 and 75, the same thing as 3/4. 1.25 is 3/4 and 1/2. 34 and 12, 46. Same combination over here is 45 and 30 equals to 75. 75 because 30 equals 6 equals 81. That is your Venus. This is your 18 angel residency. H and A is only residing of the carrier of the light, which is the jack and the cube. The V on the jack and the cube for a head creates the R. You must carry the supporter of the cube in order to be the supporter of the light. 7 times 3 is 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the cube 21. It is the transference of the light by putting the cube over the V for life. In French, V for life. You create the R letter. You put 2 cubes on, 2 cubes, okay? You round them out inside the eye, and what your eye sees and what your ears hear is all transformed in the greater barrier of the bridge between them. The one bridge that carries between them. So on this side, you end up with 75 and 6, or 60 and 15. And 60 and 15 is the birthright of 66, creation. 75 and 6, 5, 6, 7. 101. Why is it 101? Because 5 is on one side, 7 is on the other side. So if we really want to look at this, we must say 7, 6, 7, and not 5, because 6 is the carrier of 5. So we don't need the 5 anymore. The 5 is in 6. But what carries and brings 6? It is 9. 9 birth carries the 5 within it. You cannot see. The 6 and the 7 is the carrier of the light, 1 and 6. It's the carrier of the light, 1 and 6, because there is only one 7 on this dice. Everything else is not a 7. The only 7 on the dice is this one, and the only reason for that is because that's the only light. Every other light is being brought to you divided up. The only time A exists is over here. So the only time A exists, either the light is being broken up to east and west, or the light comes from above and below. The Star of Bethlehem comes up into Zion, Israel. Excuse me, into Zion, Israel is the Star of Bethlehem. Into the Star of the Zion, Israel is time heaven. Bringing in the light of birth between the top and the middle. The light continues onto the 9 birth, and then it reverts itself into what you can see over here is 8. This is 8 over here in between, but 8 is only an area space. 8 is the whole entirety around. A man gets his heart in the center and lives standing. He holds on to the 4 corners. He spreads out his legs, and his heart is here. He opens his book, and he brings his heart onto one side. I start here, and I'm moving here. I start here, and I come down here. I go from here to here, I go from here to here, or I go from here to here. That's the way it works. You need two sides. You have to speak about the side. If you don't show the left side, or you don't show the right side, or you have to show the totality. There's a game of baseball. There's 54 outs in a regulation game, regardless of where you went. Raphael, 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. There's a ton. There's a ton of stuff. 1 all the way to, I don't even know. I don't even know where to stop counting. 1 to 91. Then we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to just skip every 9. If I wanted to go on the chess game, I wanted to go, no, I just have to just stop. I just have to stop. I have to stop. Here's the K, right? But it will become the R. The pedestals are your cubes. The balls are your feet. The dividing sides, see this? Feet over feet, ass versus ass. Here's your shadow. You bend down, your shadow's in the back of your ass. Here you are divided. Here are your feet. You're standing this way and that way. The reality is this way. All I have to do is put a square on top of that. And that is your flag, right? Extend it. That is your R. You see the R? He's walking. He shows you which way he walks. He shows you which way he walks. This becomes your D, VD in your book of life. It's a continuous roll. The I, inside of it, think of it. I can put this inside my eye. Round it off. The eye can turn around like a bearing to move something that's square. Thank you for watching.